Hey guys, the Llama here. Today I'm going to show you how to do the Jim Henson Stitch, or the Muppet Stitch. For this demonstration I'll be using a black embroidery thread so you can see it better, but normally you will choose a thread that's the same color as your fabric. Now to do this, you're going to first tie a knot and the end of your thread, and make sure you run the thread through some wax so it doesn't tangle when you're trying to do this. You can get your wax at a quilting store or a fabric store. Also, the thread you want to use for this, you want a high quality thread. It doesn't have to be thick, but it must be high quality because you're going to be tugging and pulling on it. Now for this, what you're going to do is you're going to take the two pieces of fabric and you're going to put them right sides up next to each other, side by side. Alright, let's begin here. First you're going to start underneath on the wrong side of your project. You're going to poke through from the bottom to the top using your needle. Now after you do that, you're going to go across to the other side and take your needle, push it through the fabric, and grab just a little bit of fabric. It's a quilt stitch basically. Just like that. Don't pull it tight yet because it'll make it easier for you to get a couple of stitches in. Next stitch, go over to where you came up. Get as close as possible. You want small stitches. The smaller the stitches, the better this looks. Do another little quilt stitch like that. There we go. Push it through. You're going to do this 5 or 6 times. Just like that. And what this is going to do, when you pull on it, it's going to create a zigzagged seam. It won't be a straight seam like you would have from a sewing machine, but it'll be zigzagged. Tighten it up. Now underneath you can see that the fabric turned down like it would if you had sewn this from the wrong side out and the insides together. Now with a small stitch and this zigzag seam, this gives you a really good chance of hiding the seam. Next, take your needle and go back through and pull out all the fibers that got tucked in to that seam, just like this. There. Make sure you don't pull out your stitch that you put in the first place. And so what you'll do is you'll do 5 or 6 stitches. You'll go back and you'll pull the fuzz out of the seam. And you'll do 5 or 6 more and tighten it up, pull the fuzz out of the seam, all the way up the seam. I only do this on areas of the puppet that are going to be seen. If it's going to be covered by clothing or hair, I don't bother because sewing by a machine is much faster. So I do this on the front of the face, and if it's important, I'll do it on the arms and the hands, that kind of thing. Only if necessary on that part though. There you go. Covered it up very nicely. Remember, my black thread is bleeding through, but that is the the Jim Henson Stitch. And that will take care of today's tutorial.